Okay. I don't know if I lost you guys or not. My internet crapped out. Like, flat out, full-on connection loss. This was not an OBS thing. This was not a Twitch thing. My computer literally had no internet connection for like 10 seconds. Which means either my router or my modem needs replaced. It's either that or it's the weather for the service, because I don't know what it is about the mountains, but you get bad weather and things that, like telecommunication related things, start crapping out. And you think those would be the last to go.
Alexander pulls out his magic map. Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
All I did was walk to the crossroads while the disconnection happened, so... Now that I know that I need a rare book... Son of a... Okay, so maybe I need to go look for one. I know the dangling participle that's supposed to be there gives me a book.
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
But I guess without knowing I need a book. Okay. I need to talk to the caterpillar, find out he's looking for the dangling participle, and then he should show up. I'm remembering so many things out of order. It's crazy. I'm not messing with that bitch. Nope.
What do you think you're doing?
I'm sorry. I didn't realize these books
There
had
we
an
go.
owner. I'm in need of a rare book.
No owner. All books have owners, my good man. And this book owner, bookworm to you, wouldn't part with one of his books for anything.
Isn't there something I can do for you to pay for the book?
Let's see. Do you have an itinerant clause?
No. No clauses at all, I'm
Not
afraid.
even Santa.
As an exception, you always should.
Don't mind oxymoron and diphthong. They're fairly limited grammatical principles, you know. Let's see. A marsh pig that does Texas?
Fresh out.
No. I'm afraid not.
A dangling participle?
I'm fresh out.
A purple fiddle whacker?
No, I don't think so. Sorry.
An idiosyncrasy, perhaps?
Afraid not.
Ha! Then what good are you?
Just ask a whole crap ton of other people around the islands, and they'll tell you. Don't worry. Now that I know you need it, I'll get you your dangling participle.
That would... There's no reason.
Walk over here, damn it.
Alexander pulls out his magic map.
Oh, Majinx, I forgot to tell you, I actually got the 4-pack of the Jack games for 20 bucks on that same sale.
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
So I could do a series crawl at some point. Of games that I actually enjoy really, really well. There you are. You friggin' little thing.
There's an odd little creature dangling from that tree branch.
Hello, friend. Aren't you an odd-looking little fellow?
I'm not odd-looking, you are.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you could speak.
Speak not. Funny is, speech I am and nothing but.
So if I give you this...
Alexander doesn't want to
I'm
do
not
anything.
giving it to the tree.
Alexander holds the sentence out to the creature.
This sentence seems in need of an ending. Perhaps you could finish it?
Where are you going? Where are you going? Know what I do? Where are you going to? Like you, I do. Go I with you?
Squirrels in my pants.
Well, that was certainly interesting. It looks like Alexander now has a passenger.
I have 2, actually.
Take me home to. Take me home to.
A bit of the wallflower's shyness seems to have rubbed off on the hole in the wall, for he remains
That's
mute.
a shame.
I got a lawyer, you know. Yeah, there's kidnapping laws in this here kingdom.
Yeah, okay.
Alexander pulls out his
I have
magic
so
map.
much stuff. Let's see. There we go.
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation. One end of the creature resembles a miniature dragon, while the other looks like a possum. What a strange-looking fellow.
I like him.
Alexander sees...
Hi, Draco.
Hello, bookworm. I have something you
What
might
you
be
doing?
interested in.
Well, what is it this time?
I found this little fellow lost on another island.
What, Draco?
Coming home, I am
Come here,
too.
Draco.
There you are, you naughty boy. I told you not to leave the island.
Glad I am seeing you too.
Come here, baby kitty.
A most solemn celebration.
Bye, kitty.
So, you found my dangling participle. I suppose I'll have to give you something. Let's see now. Was it a rare book you wanted?
Yes, sir.
Well, then none of these will do. They've been sitting in the sun far too long and must be well cooked by now. This one is far more rare. A delicious little tidbit.
Thanks.
I don't think we have the same definition of rarity, but you know what? I'll take it.
Alexander is carrying a rare book from the bookworm. The words in the binding are very faint. The something riddle book. Alexander opens the rare book and
Sweet, I
looks
got points
inside.
for that.
The book contains riddles and has a page missing. Alexander glances at a few of the conundrums, but finds himself more curious about the one that is missing. What was the riddle, he wonders? More importantly, what was the answer?
86 out of I got a ways to go. No.
Alexander pulls out his magic map. Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
I have so many good memories with this game. Ooh. There's still so much to do. And I'm not even halfway through the points, and that's assuming I've done everything right so far. Alright, Allie.
Hello. I will be right up. Now, what can I do for you?
I found this rare book, and I thought of your offer.
Very interesting. Oh, it is a wonderful riddle book. Riddles are much more marketable than spells these days. I guess people believe more in mirth than in magic. Here is the spell book you wanted, and a fair trade it is, I must say. Enjoy it.
I certainly hope so. We shall see how rusty my spellcasting truly is.
I need to play... Like, I know Alexander learns about the Green Isles at the end of King's Quest V, because that's the only other King's Quest I've finished, not counting the new ones. I've never finished 1 through 4 or 7. And God help me if I ever find a way to play 8. 8 was terrible, apparently.
Alexander is carrying a book from the bookshop. The cover says, Ye Old Spell Book.
Okay, 1 cup swamp ooze, some river Styx water, 1 black horse feather, which... I've got a feather, but I don't think it's a horse. I don't know. I just found it. It might be, because it was on... I don't know. Add Styx water to swamp ooze in cups, stir with horse feather, apply to blank surface with artist brush. Speak incantation. Magic paint, black as ink. Okay, so that...
Alexander carefully reads the instructions for a spell entitled Magic Paint Spell.
That's what I use to get into the castle later, I'm pretty sure. A few drops of salt water, not from the sea, 1 vial of sacred water, and falling water. Mix salt, sacred water, and add in a teapot. And add falling water. Where would I get sacred water? Probably from the top of the mountain, which means it's probably an after the catacombs kind of thing. Heat to boiling. That rain spell is going to save my butt. I have played through 5. I have finished it once. And that was back when I played through it with like multiple floppy disks. I think it was like the 10 or 12 disc version.
Alexander reads with interest the specifications for the Make Rain spell. This spell must be cast over a teapot containing salt water, sacred water, and falling water.
Well, since I do have the collection, I'll be sure to check more out. Yeah, and I've played those before too, so I mean, I'm not opposed to those. Let's see, skull full of hot oak embers, bit of sulfur. Okay, I got the hair. Don't know where I'm going to get the skull and the brimstone yet.
Alexander browses the details of a spell that claims to be able to charm a creature of the night.
Which is probably...
This spell must be cast over a skull containing hot embers, a strand of hair, and brimstone sulfur.
You know what? Actually, I want to do everything. Here we go.
Speaking the incantation would do little good unless there were a painted object nearby to enchant.
There we go. I just want to make sure that I got, like, every...
This is the last
Cool.
page.
That give me points? Not really.
Alexander
Okay.
is...
Well, I got the spell book. Oh yeah. There's definitely ways to get through the game without finding everything, but finding everything is just such a rich experience. Because there are just so many little things in this game. So many. Okay, so I have the spells in the spell book. Can't use seawater for any of it. But now maybe that freaking teacup I keep looking for is going to show up. So let's find out.
Alexander pulls out his magic map.
That'd be really nice.
Alexander feels a strange pulling
I
sensation.
don't want to go back to the Isle of the Sacred Mountain until I absolutely know for certain I have nothing else I can do. And if this teacup isn't here, then that is the last thing I'd be able to do, because I cannot get through the Isle of the Beast until I have a way to shield my head from the archer. Oh, I know where to get the skull. It's from the catacombs coming up. No, come on, really? It's supposed to be right there. Wait, wait. I was wrong. It's right here. It's right there. I found the teacup that I've been looking for since the beginning of the game.
Alexander takes the teacup.
Okay, now, the spell that required...
Alexander.
No, use. That was this one, wasn't it? Swamp Ooze, River Styx Water, Black Horse Feather. Okay. Well, then we take... Now we can talk to the stick in the mud. And the bump on the log. Because the background noise on this screen is just wonderfully atrocious.
What do you think you're doing?
You startled me. I was just getting some swamp ooze.
Well, you certainly won't get it there! That's not swamp ooze! That's swamp slime!
He's right, you know. But he could be a little nicer about telling you. He's not a very pleasant stick in the mud.
Nobody asked you! Be quiet!
Oh, the trials of being a mere bump on a log.
Who are you?
I'm Bump on a Log, and that's my brother, Stick in the Mud. We've had this thing about each other ever since our childhood. Mom always liked me best.
She did not! That is absolutely not true!
He's a bit lazy, you see. He's got the only swamp ooze in the swamp right next to him. But do you think he'd move a finger to help you get some? Hardly. He'd try to brain you with it more than likely. His temper's about the only thing that ever gets a workout. And that on yours truly.
Oh, like you've moved at all in the last century! Like you're Mr. Physical Activity!
Just because I can't reach anything, he thinks he can throw gushy swamp matter at me and just say whatever he likes. If only I could turn the tables on that heckler, he might learn some respect. But as you can see, I'm a mere bump on a log and must be content with my lot.
Oh, shut up! You couldn't hit the broadside of a barn even if you had something to throw! Just shut up!
You see how he is?
That was great.
Perhaps you could toss me some swamp ooze, since you seem to be able to recognize it. I can only reach this bit by the path.
Well, hoity-toity, look who's Mr. Wants So Much! You think I got a job here passing around precious swamp matter? You should be so lucky!
He's an utter waste of oxygen. I'd save my breath if I were you.
I know what to throw. Or more like, who?
I thought this might come in handy the next time your brother starts picking on you.
Aha! Finally, old Bump on the Log's not so defenseless, is he?
Suddenly with an arm.
Hey, hey! What you doing there? Watch the pulp, would ya? Now, Bumpy, remember all I've given you!
The only thing you've ever given me is mud. Take this.
No! Not into the swamp!
Hey, okay. I give up. Geez, sorry. Well, I guess it's not very pleasant having things thrown at you. I'm sorry. You mean it? Really? Brother. Brother.
Stick in the mud and Bump on a Log, exhausted from the battle, immediately doze off into naps. Rotten Tomato, being equally lazy, decides to join them. Alexander fills the teacup with the swamp ooze.
Now I have swamp ooze.
That would serve no...
I wanted to walk. I was one icon off. Just chill. Alright. I do believe that that is the last thing I am currently capable of doing before attempting the catacombs. So...
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
Here we go. Oh, that is so nice. Please don't put me in there right away. I actually just remembered something.
So, you have chosen to come back and face the catacombs when you could have escaped. I admit I am surprised. You are either a complete idiot or vain enough to think yourself invincible.
I wanted to go in here, but I didn't have the tinderbox.
And you are far wiser, I suppose, to leave a maiden to die? To not fight this plague on your own people?
Bravery and suicide are two different things, human. You will have a chance to renounce your choice soon enough, when you lay trembling under the Minotaur's hooves.
We shall see. Thanks for the escort.
We only escort you to your death. May the fates make it quick so that you do not have to scream long.
Thanks, giraffe neck angel dude.
The catacomb's entrance door is locked from the outside by the Winged One's guards. It seems that leaving the catacombs by that door is not an option.
I should have done the tinderbox before. I should be able to do the little tinderbox thing later. So what we're going to do is we're going to save. This looks intriguing.
Alexander examines the stone shelf and the ancient bones, but finds nothing except the dust of the grave.
Okay. This is the kind of thing where putting a map together would not be a bad idea. Do I have any scrap paper? I got like 6 sketchbooks in my closet over there. Hold on. Filing cabinet. Save the day. That is an old bundle of taxes. I don't need to write on that. Just need a piece of scrap paper. Come on. Okay. Ye old game method of make map on paper. Oh wow. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm trying to make some Arlo fan art. If you guys haven't seen Arlo on YouTube, he's a blue Muppet that does game-related videos. I love him. Come on, autofocus. There you go. Okay, so we have the entrance. Okay. And then this room. No!
Alexander hears the distant sounds of a wild animal somewhere in the maze of rooms.
I'm gonna keep going left so I can build my map.
Alexander hears a low growling, so faint as to seem born of his fired imagination rather than of any living creature. As he walks through the doorway, Alexander gets a very bad feeling about this room.
Yep, mark that on the map.
Tickets. Oh.
Okay. So let's go up here.
Alexander.
Yeah. Okay. Every time I enter a room, I just make a box and then I put a line in between where one would be next to it for that door. Oh. Oh. Well. Button floor. Okay. Let's
Alexander feels the tile he's standing on shift beneath his feet.
Uh-oh.
Ow!
Tickets. Oh.
Okay, we'll come back to that room. Actually, you know what? I want to... I've never actually done, like, the make a map method for anything like this. I used to always just follow a guide, so... I am finding so much more life in this game than I ever used to. And I love it. Okay, let's go north here. So let's add a room. Okay, door goes straight up. Wish I had some graph paper, that'd be good. Add a room. Door goes that way. So no matter how many times I die, if I can get a good map going, I can get this figured out. Okay. This is just... Okay. So if I go down here, that should put me back in the main southern hallway. Yep. So if I go left, it's the pit room. 1, 2, 3, 4 should put me back at the entrance. So 1, 2. We're going to see if my map making skills are accurate here. Seriously, graph paper.
Alexander hears the distant sound.
You don't have to tell me. I heard it myself. Okay, so we're back at the entrance. So that's correct. Okay, and the button floor goes there. But I don't have an answer for the button floor yet, and I don't have any clues unless I look the book back up. The instruction book might have a clue. Let's keep map making while there's rooms with less puzzles and see if I have... Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure I have to go through that room eventually, but I want to explore everything that doesn't require a puzzle for the time being. Let's go south.
Alexander hears a low...
Yeah. If I run into him, I run into him.
As he walks through the doorway, Alexander gets a very bad feeling about this
That's
room.
a pit. Only in video games can you walk through a doorway and then realize...
Tickets.
There. Okay, once he takes the ticket, then I can restore. I mean, anybody smart would be able to look through the doorway and be like, there's a hole in the next room. Maybe I shouldn't walk through that door. Hey.
Alexander picks up the skull.
I don't think there's anything else here.
The remains of several unfortunate souls haunt the room. These bones seem more recent than the ancient catacomb bones that Alexander has seen so far. Perhaps they were victims of the Minotaur, or perhaps they died while wandering lost in the maze. 3 of the skeletons are completely intact. Alexander doesn't want to disturb that skeleton. He seems to have all his bones intact, and it'd be a shame to break up the set.
Okay. Since I can't alt-tab without... Well, I can alt-tab, but it just looks really janky. I will look the book up on my phone. King's West instruction book. Okay. I could figure this out by trial and error. Just a second here. Yeah, if there's any possibility of this being a hint in here. Okay, so obviously don't step on the skull and crossbones. There probably is a hint, though. King's Quest 4, King's Quest 5, King's Quest 6. The Sacred Mountain, Ancient Ones, the Catacombs. Here we go. Here we go. 3 roses laid upon the bower, a scythe for he who cuts the flower, a crown, a dove, most noble race, thy bones make sacred this dread place. Okay, so 3 roses laid upon the bower, so 1, 2, 3. Scythe for who he laid a flower. Or cut a flower. Crown. Wrong
Alexander
crown.
feels the tile he's standing on shift beneath his feet.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Tickets. Oh. Next.
Almost had it.
3 spikes and you're out.
Oh, I need to be listening to those. Also, I spelled floor wrong. Okay, 3 roses. That worked. Scythe. Crown. Dove. Bones. Success! Okay. Can I spell it right this time? Okay.
Alexander hears the distant sounds of a wild animal somewhere in the maze of rooms.
Back to my map making.
Ah, you were a human only and not the monster himself. I heard you coming and thought you were the beast. Did my father send you here to save me?
Why, yes, he did, but how did you...
Hush, there is no time. I think I have discovered the Minotaur's secret exit from the catacombs. Follow me and we'll both be saved.
Trick exit. Do we want to see it? It's just a pit.
That's odd. Where did she... Go!
It's all marked out as a pit. Take off the trick exit note because that just means it's a pit.
Tickets. Oh.
You got me, Shamir.
Next.
You got me.
Don't just wonder, Alexander. Let your conscience be your guide.
You didn't actually get me, Shamir. Okay. Up here now. Yes. Yes. Take that. Yes.
Alexander takes the shield from the wall.
Mark that down.
It's a trap. The doors have sealed Alexander inside. And the ceiling is coming down.
Do I have what I need? Do I have what I need? Do I have what I need? Yes.
The brick is caught between 2 cogs. The gears shriek and shudder. The mechanism grinds to a halt. The ceiling is stuck. The trap is sprung.
Hold on. Worth saving. I just want to make sure I explore everything. I don't want to miss anything. I'll put this map on Twitter when I'm done tonight. Just for kicks, you know? Yeah, I hear it. I do. I really do.
Alexander finds 2 coins on the skeleton's eyes. He takes the old coins.
There we go. Okay, so now we need to go through the gear trap. This is fantastic. I haven't had this much fun playing this game in years. Seriously, following games like this with a walkthrough takes so much out of them. So much. I mean, yeah, a lot of this is also memory, but because I have played this game through with a walkthrough before, but I mean, the experience is just so much more, I don't know if organic's the word, but I'm enjoying it more. Because I'm figuring it out for myself. Okay, that's just a dead end. Nothing standing out here, that's fine.
Sounds! A trap floor!
Alexander seems to have fallen to a lower level of the catacombs.
Okay, new map.
Wherever he is, the place sure is dark. Alexander can't even see his hand in front of his face. Alexander takes the candle from his tinderbox and uses the flint in the box to light it.
Aha! So that's why it's dark in here. A torch is out.
Alexander lights the extinguished torch and puts his tinderbox away.
Okay. Glad I had the tinderbox, or else I would have just been stuck.
Somewhere, far off into the catacombs, the sounds of hooves faintly
As long
echo.
as it's far off, I'm fine. I'm going to make a save here. Catacombs basement. So that way I can restore this save as I build my map. Okay, so that's the bottom of that. So we have 3 ways to the left and nothing to the right. So we'll start from the bottom up here.
As he walks through the doorway, Alexander gets a very bad feeling about this room.
That would be a pit. Okay.
Tickets up. Next.
Don't just want...
Okay, so that is where I put my save. I even got to mark my save point in the room so I know which one I'm starting in when I restore. Okay.
Alexander...
That's great. That's great. Minotaur can do his Minotaur things. I need to do my things. Oh, gosh.
Alexander hears a low growling, so faint as to seem born of his fired imagination rather than of any living creature.
I want to say the original instruction book actually had its own form of a map. I don't think it was very concise, though. I think it was very vague. Okay, so that's just a dead end. I am okay with just dead ends, as long as they don't actually end up with dead. And I am fully content actually like playing this significantly tonight if I can. As in longer than the usual 2 hours, because I mean tomorrow's Sunday. I'm not going to work tomorrow.
Somewhere, far off into the catacombs.
Far off is all I needed to hear. I could go to church with my parents tomorrow, but there's stuff going on where I'm not ready for that. We'll just leave it at that.
Alexander hears the
Distant is fine. Okay, dead end. I'm trying to get like an outer perimeter thing going on here. Okay, that is just a hallway. My goodness. These branching pathways. There's so many of them. And there's
As
a pit.
he walks through the doorway, Alexander gets a very bad feeling
I've
about
explored a
this
lot
room.
of rooms, and that is actually quite a setback there. I wish I could restore before all this, because watching it every single time is...
Tickets up.
Got my ticket. So I'm back there. Okay. Let's see what's over here then. Go through the door, Alex.
As he walks
Well, that's
through the
simple
doorway,
enough.
Alexander gets a very bad feeling about this room.
So that leaves 1, 2, 3, 4 pathways that I have yet to explore from what I've seen so far. One of which being connected to the entrance to this floor.
tickets. Oh.
Doesn't even get to finish his line, the animation so fast. Okay, let's go back to the entrance to this floor. And start figuring out what's left to explore. I want to explore the whole catacomb because I don't want to miss anything. Yet to see the Minotaur. That's always good. Hallway. I think when you hear the Minotaur, that means he's like 2 rooms off or something, but... Or he's so many rooms off. Why are there all sorts of north pathways? That one even goes south. Into this room, which is where that one pit was over. Okay, that one goes south. Okay, so I know that one more room over and north is one of the pits we died in. That one just goes south.
Alexander hears the distant sounds of a wild animal.
That's great.
Alexander hears the sound of a wild beast again. This time, so loud that the creature itself seems to be in the same room with him. The noises are coming from the other side of the east wall.
Which means he's over there. Okay. So if he's there... means thankfully I was safe. It's just a hallway. Okay. So that limits my possible exploratory entrances to 3. I don't remember what to do if I can, or even if I can do anything, if the Minotaur just shows up. Okay, so we'll go around and about this way. But I think this part's just all maze navigation. I think all the item collection is in the top part. Now, I could be wrong, which is why I'm trying to explore thoroughly and visit everywhere I possibly can, even if I die. Come on, Alex. I'm legitimately nervous. This is weird. Okay, so this is one of the northern pathways that I have yet to explore. It's just a hallway. Now, North 1 is where he was just a moment ago. Okay, that is the painting room. Okay, and this actually is the exit, but I want to make sure I don't miss anything. So there are still 2 places for me to look and make sure I haven't missed anything. Okay, south here is a pit. This should be a corner. Got to go all the way north and then... west a little bit. Okay, south is going to lead to something finite.
As he walks through the doorway, Alexander gets a very bad feeling about this room.
Bye, Alex.
Tickets up. Next.
Don't just...
Yeah. And that's a dead end. Okay. Well, that tells me where I need to go. Okay. I'm going to do you guys a favor. Partly a favor for me, too, now that I know where I'm going. But that is the entirety of the catacombs mapped. How cool is that? Okay. Yeah, we'll go... Well, actually... Okay.
Alexander does not see anything unusual about or under that tapestry, and the tapestry itself is much too heavy to take. A very beautiful, very dusty tapestry hangs
This
on the wall.
tapestry's my exit.
There's no reason to use that on the
I know it
tapestry.
is.
Alexander does not see... Niches in the wall form stone burial beds. Ancient bones lie crumbling on the unyielding rock. The tapestry weaves its tale in silence.
Wait.
There's no reason to... There's no reason... The hole in the wall has 4 legs and a curly tail. He's all limbs with only a hole for a body. But that doesn't make him any less whole.
Oh, don't tell me I got stuck. Somehow... Somehow I have to see the Minotaur go through that, I think.
Alexander hears a...
Yep.
Somewhere, far off into the catacombs.
I know. Okay, I just realized. It's not sneaking up on him. No, there's a reason. They told you. It sounded like he was on the other side of the wall. Oh my gosh. Cannot believe that didn't click sooner. Ugh.
Alexander hears sounds coming. Alexander puts the hole in the wall on the east wall. The hole in the wall trembles slightly with dread at the clammy feeling of the stones. Alexander peers through the hole in the wall and sees just another room in the catacombs. Aha! Not just another room at all. So that's why Alexander couldn't find the Minotaur's lair. At least Alexander now knows the lair exists, somewhere in the maze on the other side of this wall. While Alexander contemplates what he's just seen, the hole in the wall, frightened by the Minotaur, makes a run for it. Alexander hopes the little creature finds its way home to the Isle of Wonder.
And now... we sneak our way back around. Alice, what are you doing?
This tapestry looks
Sure
familiar.
does.
Now let's see. I don't feel anything. Aha! A hidden latch.
Alexander triggers the little latch. A secret door rolls open.
I have no idea what to do.
Your struggles are useless.
It's the Minotaur, and he's struggling with a Winged One's girl. She must be Lady Celeste. The Minotaur is a huge, monstrous beast with cloven hooves and the head of a bull. Alexander steps further into the room. The movement catches Lady Celeste's eye. She screams for help.
You there, human! Help me! Help!
alter my land.
Isn't it?
I ask you to release your captive or suffer the consequences.
Rawr. Never. You die, human.
As the Minotaur advances in attack, Alexander slowly backs away. Until he can back away no more.
Now where to, little man? Rawr.
Ah.
Alexander, his back inches from the fiery pit, tempts the Minotaur with the Red Queen's scarf.
Look here, you bully.
Ah.
Nice, bright
Bully.
red.
Red. Now you die.
The Minotaur drops from sight amidst the consuming flames. Slowly, his scream fades as well.
Have you been harmed, Lady Celeste? Are you all right?
No, I am not all right. I assume you do not intend to leave me tied up on this vile monstrosity.
Of course not. Sorry. Let's see. If you'll give me a moment, I'll have these untied in no time.
I can't wait that long. Look, I wear a small dagger just inside my belt. It should be enough to cut the rope.
Oh, all right. I've got it, Lady Celeste. Here we go.
Thank you. You may keep the dagger as a gift for saving my life.
That's very generous.
Forget it. Do you mind if we just get out of here now?
The Winged One's guards, bored with the pointless waiting, are startled by the sound of rock moving against
You
rock.
think he's dead by now? I don't know.
Lady Celeste, bide thee well.
I'm quite well, thanks to the bravery of a mere human. So much for your superior intellect.
Yes, milady.
Now bring him along. I'm going home.
I see you have proven yourself the hero of the prophecy. Well, I am expected to thank you for saving my daughter's life. So I thank you. I am obliged to thank you for the restoration of our sacred catacombs. It means much to our people. We have already begun the process of clearing the deadly traps from its rooms. It is also my duty to grant you a visit with the Oracle. So this I do. I will grant you the freedom to leave here unharmed, despite my orders to the contrary from the Crown. But there, my obligations to you end. I have no love for Alhazred, but he is my liege, and if Princess Cassima trusts him and wishes to wed him, my guards will take you to the Oracle now. When your time with her is through, I want you to leave the city of the Winged Ones and never
You
return.
got no problem with that. You guys are dicks.
I don't know who you are or what you want here, but I will not disobey my crown further.
I thank you, Lord Azure. I will respect your wishes.
Hail to thee, great oracle. Lord Azure sends you this wingless mail. It appears that he solved the cliffs of logic and...
defeated the Minotaur in his lair. So I have seen. So this is the one that haunts my pool of late. Welcome, young seeker. What knowledge do you desire?
Princess Cassima, whatever you can tell me, great oracle.
Ah, of course, the princess. That explains my images. Let us see what we can see. I see a maiden, lovely and pure,
It's kind of cold tonight.
but surrounded by evil. She's a rose set amidst bitter thorns.
This
It
is
is
why I keep
her
this blanket on the
fate
chair.
to be the pawn of dark powers. And yours to try to redeem her.
How? How do I redeem her?
Fate is not like the cut of a blade, young one, but rather
A
like the
little better.
myriad of paths formed when a hammer cracks ice. I will tell you what I can, but what will actually come to pass is up to you. I see that any attempt to reach the girl will force you into battle, a struggle against a dark force. If you lose, your life will be
That's
forfeit.
usually how dark forces work.
Who must I fight?
A great darkness surrounds your adversary, preventing me from seeing clearly. I can only make out the shape of a black cloak. But before this final struggle, I see an infiltration, a dangerous game of hide-and-seek in corridors filled with enemies. The risks are high, but it is the only way to reach the one you seek. There is more than one way into this place. Your choice will dictate much.
What else do you see, mighty Oracle?
That was like a big deal back then, was being able to choose.
Oh, such pain. I see two restless spirits crying out for revenge. These shades could help you destroy the dark force if they were to be brought back from their spiritual form. Yet
Well,
this
Dark
is
World Rabbit,
only
welcome. I
one
hope you enjoy what you get to see
possible
today.
path to your destiny. I'm afraid this is getting beyond me. I know very little about the afterlife. I can only advise getting counsel from the druids. Be warned. The druids are reclusive and dangerous. They might
Sacred
aid you,
water.
or they might destroy you. Like their island, the druid's nature is hidden in the mists. There is nothing more I can do for you, except to give you this.
Yes.
It is water from the sacred pool. That and my blessing go with you.
Thank you, great
Okay, I
Oracle.
thought I was going to have to interact with that, but you know what? That's perfect. That's great. That is exactly what I needed. I was like, that's where you get the sacred.
Important
Dark World Rabbit, thank you for following. Very much appreciated. Also, your name. Link to the Past reference? Okay. I know that they don't want me back in the city. I'm going to turn the speed back down here in a minute. I just needed to get through the catacombs quickly. Please let me do the little tunnel. Cool. Okay, good.
Alexander arrives at the top of the cliffs, somewhat winded after his long but uneventful climb. There's a natural opening in the rock near the nightshade bush. Alexander crawls through the small opening in the rock. Alexander finds himself in a dark cave.
That sounds pretty good. Can't go wrong with something like that.
Alexander takes the candle from his tinderbox and uses the flint in the box to light it. Alexander crawls through the opening in the rock.
It would have been hard to see without the tinderbox.
The lighting in this part of the cave is better. Alexander extinguishes the candle's flame and places it back in his pack.
Okay. So...
Alexander searches for a way to reach the black-haired...
Don't look inside. I don't need introspection right
A
now.
natural window-like opening in the rock provides a view to the outside world. A peppermint plant grows on the window's ledge.
Peppermint.
Alexander takes a few leaves from the plant. As he does so, a strong smell of peppermint is released. Ah.
Ah. Now, I think if I don't use the tinderbox in this case, something bad happens. So I'm not going to take the risk.
Alexander can't see a thing. Alexander takes the candle from his tinderbox and uses...
Yeah, that's great. Time to go.
Alexander crawls back through the passage to the top of the cliffs.
And that was what I needed.
Alexander climbs carefully down the long face of the logic cliffs.
Jump! Jump!
Alexander climbs carefully down the long...
Seriously? Say the same thing for two kind of separate actions. Okay. I'm going to turn the speed back down to something reasonable and realistic. Okay.
Alexander pulls out his magic map.
That's where we're headed next. Let me make sure of something. If I remember correctly, I need the... Okay, few drops of salt water from the sea, sacred water, falling water. Have I seen a waterfall anywhere?
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
I know where to get the salt water, and I think I mix it up in that lamp I've got. I just don't remember. I can't think of where to get the falling water. Oh! What is that? That is new. I've been looking at that table this whole game, looking for something that was actually up on this chair, and finally something else shows up, and I don't remember what it is. What are you? A drink me potion?
The little bottle contains some sort of potion, and bears a label saying, "Drink me." That's rather forward of it. Alexander searches the bottle for a clue about the potion inside, but remains unilluminated. Alexander decides to swallow the potion in the bottle labeled "Drink Me" to see what happens.
Pretty sure this isn't what I need to be doing with it.
Suddenly, his vision fades to black. His lungs become too heavy to breathe. His heartbeat slows. Then beats no more.
Yeah, I don't think I need to do
Suddenly,
that.
his heart takes a lurch, then beats strong. His chest heaves like that of a newborn. His vision clears, and Alexander feels fine.
Phew. For a minute there, I thought, what if someone else had seen me and thought, sounds?
Let's make sure there's still something in it for that, or else I have to restore the save.
The little bottle contains some... Alexander searched. Alexander already has a pretty good idea what that potion does, and he doesn't want to waste the rest of it.
Okay. Okay.
Alexander gives one of the baby's tears a bottle of milk. The other baby's tears seem to resent Alexander's gift for some reason.
Salt water not from the sea.
Alexander collects some of the baby's tears in the old hunter's lamp.
Now let's take care of the rest of this somewhere else. Falling water. Where? I have what I need to further explore the Isle of the Beast, so let's do that. I don't want to put the sacred water in there until it's closer to time. 'Cause I can't remember if there's a freshness.
Pulls out his magic map.
I don't think there's a freshness thing, but... Okay.
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
I know there's that boiling river. There's a fountain here on the Isle of the Beast. Okay. Okay. I remember that now. Figuring out how... Yeah, guess what, dude?
Alexander decides to pass through the gate, preparing the shield just in case. The magic arrow completely shatters the shield. Good thing the arrow didn't hit Alexander.
Okay. It's now safe to come through here. Can I take one of these roses?
Alexander takes a magnificent white rose from the rose hedges.
I can.
Alexander walks forward to step onto the gazebo. But the rose hedges on either side of the path, sensing an intruder's presence, reach out their vines and blend together. The path is blocked. The dagger isn't strong enough to cut through the magical hedges. Alexander is carrying an unusually large black feather. The hedge over the path is covered with thorns, and its vines are thick and strong. Alexander cannot part the hedge with his hands. The hedges have grown magically together to block the path north. There is no reply.
Open, I say.
The roses seem impervious to Alexander's commands.
Well... I think I know where to go at this point. A good lot of this is just me trying to remember what I did years ago when I went through with that walkthrough. I just don't want to look it up now.
Alexander pulls out his magic map.
Because once I look up the walkthrough, it's going to suck the fun right out of it. Figuring it out on my own has been the most fun I've had in a long time.
Sensation.
kind of want to give the rose to Sing Sing and see if he'll take it to Cosima. I don't know if I get points for that, though. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I can... If I don't get points for this, then I'm going to restore. I get points for this.
Alexander holds out the rose, hoping that the bird will deliver it to Cosima.
I have to go get another one. But I want to woo the lady.
The nightingale takes the rose and heads for the castle once more.
A white rose. How beautiful. It must be from Alexander. How I wish that I could see him with my own eyes. But Abdul will never allow it. He only risks capture by sending me these things, dear to my heart though they are. Fly elsewhere, my pretty friend. Do not endanger Prince Alexander again by taking tokens from his hand. Forgive me, Alexander, and forget me. I cannot return your love, for fear that I shall never leave this castle again.
Well, I got points for it.
Alexander waits in vain for Cosima's nightingale to return, but the bird does not. Could there be something wrong? Or does Cosima simply not welcome his attentions further?
All right, let's go back and get another one. Because I'm pretty sure well... We'll try to get another one. I'm pretty sure I need one for the other thing I'm trying to do. Not 100% positive, but we're going to find out.
Alexander.
Basically, at this point, I'm going to be going back and forth and back and forth. Oh, I know where to get a couple of the other ingredients. Not for the spell I need next, but... I just remembered that the white and red queen are fighting over 2 of the spell ingredients.
Alexander takes a magnificent...
Okay. So I can get another one. I'm glad tomorrow's Sunday. It's raining and it's snowy. Like, we got sleet going on right now. Tomorrow being Sunday means my kids aren't missing school yet. Hope it clears up enough. Can spring just happen properly right now? I'm in the North Carolina mountains. My birthday's in mid-April. My birthday has always been a spring birthday. Can this winter go away so that I can have my spring
Alexander
birthday?
pulls out his...
Ugh.
Alexander.
Even though I'm not very well covered with this blanket, it is helping a little bit with how chilly it is tonight. I turned the heat up, so I mean, it could be worse, but I don't want to turn it up too much. I only got so much fuel. Oh, don't say that, Cochise. Somebody else I follow just lost power. I'm hoping that doesn't happen to mine. Okay, I don't know if there's a way to miss this, so... This is all just going to be prep for mists, because it really is.
The girl is too far away to hold.
Are you out here again? Have you finished the chores I gave you?
Yes, stepmother. The house and the stables are clean.
Then start polishing the silverware! Do I have to tell you everything?
Yes, stepmother. Right away.
Squeak. Alexander feels his pocket. Alexander doesn't want to intrude on private property unless he's been invited. Alexander is greeted with silence.
Alexander is a little ticked off. Oh, I wanted to say hi.
The door is...
Oh. Use that. Information gathering.
Oh, it's you. Come on in. How goes it, Alexander?
Tell me more about the ferry.
I remember when I used to ferry Queen Ilaria and Princess Cosima themselves. There was no thought of danger back then. They used to go visiting to care for the needy and to keep up the friendly relations between the islands. I remember their last trip. Things had started getting nasty by then, and when they came back aboard, I gathered that the Queen and the Princess had been received a bit coldly. Princess Cosima was such a pretty thing, and she was terribly upset. But who could be spreading these lies, she asked the Queen, but the Queen had no answer.
I'm trying to read up on the Isle of the Beast from the instruction book to see if it gives me any hints.
What do you do now that the ferry no longer operates?
Me? I'm out of a job. The job my ancestors have held for generations. I'm the only one trained to avoid the reef and the rocks. But that knowledge does me no good now.
Is there no other boat on the island? One that might be more seaworthy?
Boats don't last long on these shoals, as you may have found out if you got here by ship. You can be quite sure that this old ferry is, or was, the only craft on the island.
Tell me more about Princess Cosima.
Ah, such a beautiful child, and so pure of heart. Why, a contrary thought has never crossed her mind. Her mother was the same. The king and queen, they served the islands, not the other way around, always thinking about the people. Ah, they are sorely missed.
I'm not sure.
What are you playing?
Well,
King's Quest 6.
thanks again for your hospitality.
You're always welcome, Alexander. Come back anytime.
So let's see. See if Jalo's back at the bookstore. Maybe that's something I can do. He is! Okay, maybe I can get some information this way.
Jalo, my friend, is the wedding still moving forward at the castle?
Prince Alex, egads, yes, that confounded wedding has a whole castle a-bustle. Look, I didn't come here to talk about that, though. I came to warn you.
Warn me? About what? Isn't the wedding bad enough?
No, listen. The Wazir knows that you're here, Alexander. He's posted extra guards, and he's telling them about a foreign saboteur. Who else could he mean but you? The Wazir's genie must have learned of your presence in the land, Prince Alex. I don't know how, but he must have.
I haven't exactly been discreet, I'm afraid.
Alexander, this is serious. Alhazred will never let you get close to Cosima now. He's doubled the castle guard, probably to make sure you keep out. Gadzooks! Oh, it's too bad there isn't some way to convince Alhazred that you've left the islands or even died. If he thought you were out of the way, you might be able to get close enough to...
What an interesting thought. Tell me more about this genie.
The genie's name is Shamir Shamazel. Alhazred brought Shamir with him when he came to this kingdom. Shamir probably won't directly threaten you, but that doesn't mean he isn't dangerous. He can be a terrible trickster and an ingenious spy. It's too bad we can't get our hands on Shamir's lamp. If we had that lamp, Alhazred and all of our problems would be solved. Wouldn't that be a fine thing?
You would wish to be master of such a wicked creature?
Oh, Shamir isn't necessarily evil. Genies never are, you know. They only reflect their owner's heart, for good or ill. Alhazred is hardly a shining example for an impressionable genie.
So how do you propose we go about getting Shamir's lamp?
What? Oh, Prince Alex, I was only dreaming. I mean, the lamp is heavily guarded. It would be easier to steal Alhazred's own trousers while he's wearing them than it would be to get that lamp.
But surely a clown's hands are quick and agile.
Well, yes, they are, as a matter of fact. But then the theft would be detected almost immediately. And then... my poor neck.
If the theft were detected.
Oh, I see. Yes, well, there might be a slim
Plan
chance.
is afoot.
But only that. If you could find a replica of the genie's lamp, an exact replica, I might be able to make the swap. I alone might get close enough. But I couldn't tell you what to look for. I caught a glimpse of it only once. I would know it if I saw it again, but to say I cannot.
Well, I'll just have to see what I can do.
Good luck to you then, Prince Alex. I really must be going back to the castle. I don't think I'll be able to come back here. If we were spied on, well, it's too high a risk. I hope you understand. If I see Cassima, I'll tell her I saw you. If you do ever make it to the castle, look me up. And do be careful, friend.
I will. Goodbye, Jalo. Thanks for all your help.
There we go. There's something that happens. So the next time I see... Yeah, here we go.
Good day, Prince Alexander.
Here we go. You ready for some acting?
Alexander suddenly gets a very sneaky idea.
I can't go on anymore. Without Cassima, I'd just rather not live.
Prince Alex, no!
It's true. The Wazir has beaten me. I give up. Poison is my last resort.
Stop!
I am no more.
Oh, what a waste. The poor young fool.
He's dead. He's dead. Wait until Abdul hears. He'll be so pleased.
Hot diggity damn. Okay.
I told you not to pop in like that. You can learn to knock like everybody else. Sorry, Master. I couldn't help myself. I have great news. Well, what is it? Prince Alexander is dead. He killed himself in despair over losing Cassima. What? Are you positive? That young man has proven to be most devious. I saw the whole thing myself, Master. He was really and truly quite dead. If what you say is true, it shall be most convenient. You've spent enough time on that little irritant. We must start thinking about the wedding. Anything, Master? Oh, I do love weddings. Well, we do want you to look your prettiest, don't we? Now, Shamir Shamazel, to the lamp with you. Prepare yourself, as we discussed.
Okay, his is that blue lamp. Okay.
Alexander's heart lurches to
I
life in his
sketched it while they were
chest.
talking, so I knew what it looked like.
Prince Alex! But you were...
Sorry, friend. I was doing a little acting, I'm afraid.
Ah, of course, the strange cloaked man. You are quite clever, and a bit too exciting for an old man.
God, that was fun. I love that bit. Alright, let's see if I can get... what's her name now? 'Cause I need to get through the Isle of the Beast. Oh, come on. Okay, so now that he thinks I'm dead...
Hello?
Now that he thinks I'm dead, maybe the vines won't do anything.
Now, what can I do for you?
Because I think the vines were one of his deterrents of me interloping.
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
There's no guarantee, but maybe this will change something on the island as well. Figure something else out, you know?
Alexander walks forward to step onto the gazebo.
Oh, come on.
But the rose hedges on either side of the path, sensing an intruder's presence, reach out their vines and blend together. The path is blocked.
There's gotta be something in here I can use. No. Light them on fire?
Don't start
Oh,
forest
come on.
fires. Alexander.
I know there's absolutely nothing left I can do in the Sacred Mountain.
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
But if I go to the Island of the Mists without putting together this rain spell, I'm gonna die. I think. You know what? Since I just saved, let's give it a shot.
Alexander.
See if there's anything there at my entrance that I can do.
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation. From
I accidentally screwed that up.
From the east come the sounds of mysterious drums and chanting.
Got it. Don't go east yet. That.
Alexander reaches into the fire pit and takes
That's
a lump
another
of coal.
thing I need.
Alexander takes the scythe.
You know what? That's progress.
There's
progress. We're gonna get out of here. Those two things I know will allow me to do other things, so I am going to play it safe.
From the northeast come the sounds of mysterious drums
That,
and
I think, is
chanting.
what it was trying to tell me earlier, so there we go.
Alexander pulls out his magic map.
Let's do this part
Alexander
first.
feels a strange pulling sensation.
This is a simple one. Whew. I may have to get up and get this blanket, like, moved around. I don't know. I mean, there's still a lot of game left. I don't know how much more I'll be able to do tonight. Alright, let's go talk to Her Royal Majesties. Oh good, they're just coming. Your scarf saved somebody's life.
Your Highness may as well spend her royal time contemplating something else. The lump of coal shall be sent to the Castle of the Crown under my name, and that's all there is to it.
No, it shan't.
Yes, it shall.
If the coal is sent in your name, I shall royally decree a ban on all red on this isle.
You do, and I shall royally decree that white shall be henceforth used for all mopping up of cabbage stew.
You wouldn't dare!
Oh, but she will.
Oh, wouldn't I?
Oh, it's you! Have you thought of any more of those brilliant ideas of yours?
Yes, as a matter of fact.
I found the two of you another lump of coal, so that you can stop fighting over the one you have.
Oh, let me see! A lump of coal! And what a beauty it is, too! Oh, marvelous! Now we can stop fighting, sister. Your Highness can just keep the old lump of coal, and I'll take this new one.
But yours is bigger.
Quite right. That settles everything.
As a token of our endless esteem and royal favor, please accept this magnificent and truly incredible spoiled egg.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Let me see that lump of coal, Your Highness.
It is a beauty, isn't it?
Why, it's bigger than my lump of coal. Let me have it immediately.
Over my dead body, Your Highness. It's my lump of coal, and it is indeed larger and much grander. Just look at that sheen.
I demand you exchange with me immediately.
Yeah, good luck, girls. Can't win them all, Alex. Can't win them all. Give me just a second here. Okay. Now I should be able to get on through the Isle of the Beast.
Alexander pulls out his magic map. Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
I was always so afraid to go to the Isle of the Mist because I know what happens once they know I'm there. Bad things. I saw you, raccoon. Saw you sneak into that stump.
Alexander walks forward to step onto the gazebo. But the rose hedges on either side of the path, sensing an intruder's presence, reach out their vines and blend together. The path is blocked.
But you know what?
Alexander wields the scythe, determined to get past the magical rose
Hack and
hedges.
slash!
The leaves fly as Alexander tries to cut the branches faster than they can grow back together. He sees light. He's through.
I just wanted to say hi. Damn.
Who dares enter Beast's garden?
My name is Alexander. I didn't mean to disturb your private garden.
No. And yet, monsieur, you could hardly have accidentally broken through the 3 enchanted traps of the Isle of the Beast.
I suppose it is simply my nature to break through enchanted traps.
You must be a prince then. I know the nature of princes all too well. This face you see before you is hideous, is it not?
Well, for the face of a beast, it is really quite noble.
Ha! I'm glad you like it, for you will soon own one just like it. I too was once a pretty prince, caring for nothing but adventuring and rescuing fair maidens. But I rankled one too many evil hags. One dark night, I was turned into this obscenity you see before you, warped in shape and trapped on this enchanted island over 100 years ago.
Surely there is a way off this island.
Oh, surely. You broke in, did you not? And yet think, where would I go clad so eloquently as I am with this silk and this pelt? You see, my prison is also my sanctuary. You are the first to break through the barriers in lo these many years. That is, except for the druids who stole my heirloom coat of arms.
If there's any way I can help.
Help? You? I'm afraid you don't understand. The enchanted barriers were a warning and protection for you more than for me. Your prize for forcing your way past them is to join me in this dire life. By the laws of this sorcery, you are doomed to be trapped in the form of a beast. Your reward for broaching this garden is to be my slave. A slave as beastly as I am. You have only a few hours of humanity
So we gotta
left.
get this figured out.
But that's not possible. There must be some way to break the enchantment. Spells always have a weakness somewhere.
The enchantment you are under is tied to my own. Oh, the sorceress left me a way out. But I'm afraid it was only her final bitter joke. You see, I need only find a maiden to join me here, to share my castle, my life, willingly. Take another look at me. You can't help but admire the hag's terrible cruelty and cunning.
I shall try to find such a maid, for Casima's sake.
Truly? How determined of you.
Now I should be able to do
personally
this.
would not waste my last few hours as a man on an impossible errand. However, you may do as you please. I give you this token. It's my family ring, and the only heirloom I have left. If perchance you should... If you think you have found a maid...
I shall give her
Easy
this
there.
ring.
Yes, she must accept it of her own free will. By doing so, she accepts me. Not that you shall find anyone, mind you. Your time is short. Count the minutes on your fingers while your fingers you have, pretty prince. Your master will await you.
Alright. Beast run! Let's start with getting this.
There's no time to do anything with the fountain now. Alex.
Never mind. We'll do that once this is taken care of and things are calm again. But now I should be able to talk to the lady in the roses. Cinderella lady. Treated like Cinderella. Ugh. Story ends, Beauty and the Beast flies.
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
So I think I need to present her with the rose and then present her with the ring. The rose to get her to talk to me and the ring to get her to go with me. Yes, there she is. Not even her sprite work has a big bust.
That would serve
Okay, I was wrong. Let me just talk to her then.
The girl is too shy and fearful to talk to a stranger.
Excuse me, maid, but I have someone I'd like to tell you about.
Please,
His name is
sir.
Jesus Christ.
I'm not allowed to talk to strangers.
Excuse me.
Please, sir.
There we go.
Pardon me, maid. I hope you don't think me forward.
I was right the first time. I
but
just did it wrong.
I see that you like roses. I thought you might, perhaps, like a fresh white rose.
Alexander can see the conflict in the girl's pretty face as she fights between her distrust of him and her desire for the white rose. The rose wins.
Oh, I shouldn't, sir, but it is so lovely. I've never seen a rose of white. It looks so pale and delicate. Wherever did you find one of such a color?
There are many hedges of them on the Isle of the Beast, and they grow together like magic.
Oh, truly? What an adventure that must be to see them. But I should not speak so, especially to a stranger. Thank you for the rose, though, kind sir.
But I'm not a stranger now.
Alexander has a thought about the serving girl. He decides to bring up the subject of Beast with her.
Let me tell you about the place where the white roses grow. The Isle of the Beast is an enchanted place. There's a path running through a deep forest. The path crosses 3 magic blockades, set to keep all visitors away. At the center lives a tremendous beast.
Really? Magic blockades? How exciting! What kind of a beast? Is it very terrifying and ferocious?
It is a beast that walks on 2 legs and dresses like a prince. It speaks with the voice of a man.
A beast that talks and wears clothes? How is that possible? Is the beast magic too?
Not magical. Enchanted. Beast was once a prince, but a witch trapped him in the form of a beast and set him on the island. There he lives in a castle in the midst of a maze.
How terrible! Imagine how lonely he must be.
It is a very lonely prospect, isn't it? Oh, I have met him, you see. He is indeed ferocious, but who would not be?
He really exists? Oh, how it breaks my heart. If I could, I would tend to such a beast. Such a beast might find comfort in a kind face. Do you not think it so?
Oh, I think it's so. I very much think it's so. You would not be afraid of him?
Afraid? Maybe at first. But how silly of me to speak so. The roses in this little yard are the only magic I will ever see.
I could take you there. In fact, I would owe you my life if you would
Alexander,
go.
you manipulative bastard.
If you truly wish to go.
You are serious?
Hi, Draco.
I could leave here? Oh,
What you doing, kitty kid?
I have always dreamt of leaving. But to actually go...
What?
This is the only home I have ever known.
Home is a hard place to leave, even if you're unhappy there.
But I will go. If I can help him, I must go.
Booyah. Saved my ass. What? Draco.
Is there nothing you wish to take with you?
There is nothing.
Then take this ring. It is his. He will be pleased if you would wear it.
What?
Why, it's the most beautiful thing I have ever seen. Thank you kindly, sir.
Beauty! Where do you think you're going?
That's her actual name.
To a place where roses grow.
Draco.
And to someone who truly needs me.
What do you want, little one?
I see you wear my ring. You willingly agreed to spend your life here with me? Do you know what that means?
Yes, my lord, I do. I have been touched by your story.
Pity alone need not sentence you to endure this face.
Oh, but it is a gentle face, and kind.
You look at me so sweetly and are not repulsed. Oh, by the light of your eyes, my spirit soars. The enchantment! It is broken!
I honestly think you're uglier
I
now.
am pleased to have served you, my lord. Do you still wish me to stay?
What? Speak not such nonsense, Beauty. Do you think that I learned nothing of true love during my time here? You are my queen.
Ta-da!
Oh, my clothes! This gown!
How well it suits your noble heart.
What do you want, Draco?
Alexander, how can I ever repay you? I have nothing to offer except my gratitude. But please, take these old clothes. Perhaps you'll find someone in need during your travels.
You have already repaid me by your example of courage, Beauty. And by your friendship, I hope.
You will always have our friendship and loyalty, Prince Alexander. But from a fellow adventurer, take some advice. If you find your true love, protect her with your life. Fear all beasts without the redeeming humanity of love. And to aid you, accept my mirror. Now that my life is no longer hung in false shadows, I have no need for it. Give it to someone with nothing to fear from the truth it reveals.
This cat,
Thank you.
Seriously.
I wish you both well.
Come, Beauty. Let me take you home.
No, don't rub. Don't rub on the microphone. Sorry if that caused noise for anybody. But he already told the Wazir that I'm dead.
The lamp is not ready for the fountain water. Alexander pours the contents of the oracle's vial into the hunter's lamp with the baby's tears. The vial, now empty of its sacred fluid, disintegrates.
Convenient. And very green.
Alexander fills the hunter's lamp to the brim with the fountain water.
And now, I should be able... Yeah, that's Draco. She's the youngest of the three cats. And the most adventurous. Alice is the oldest of the three cats and will sometimes show up. And then Mally is the middle of the three, and she's the fattest and doesn't climb on things. So she'll probably never show up unless I make her. And Draco and Mally will only be with me for another couple of months, so... Eventually, the cat count will go down.
Alexander pulls out his magic map.
But yeah, Draco's a cutie.
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
Draco, go find Alice.
Great gods! Did you see that? The man just appeared from nowhere.
I didn't.
Perhaps he was sent by the spirits. I see no boat.
He is an intruder, no matter how he got here.
I didn't do it. Didn't do it.
Not again. Look, I'll leave. It's no problem.
I think not. Let's go.
Fine. Be that way.
Alexander is frozen at the spectacle before him. Robed figures are gathered around a bonfire. Some mystical ceremony is taking place. But as to its purpose, Alexander has no clue.
We found a trespasser on the beach, Archdruid.
Uh-oh. Archdruid. Now what has Alexander wandered into?
Voice acting recording.
This must be the foreigner we were warned about. How appropriate that he should come
More
during
Tony
our
J.
rain festival. Place him in the sacrificial cage.
Wait! I must rescue the princess!
There's an ancient druid saying, a man who would save others must first save himself.
Alexander is pushed into the confining wicker
You know what?
cage.
I can arrange that.
And the cage is swung out over the bonfire. Alexander starts to feel a little warm.
There's nothing I can do at this point.
The bottom of the cage is getting uncomfortably hot.
If I can get into my inventory, I could react to things, but I think it just happens automatically.
Mercifully, Alexander passes out from the heat before the first tongues of flame ignite the wicker.
Or not.
Tickets up.
Oh no, I didn't save.
Feeling hot and sweaty? Try a shower.
No. We gotta get beauty again, so, these boots were made for walking. Oh, I feel like such an idiot.
Alexander.
Don't care. But yeah, Tony J, also being the voice of the Elder God in the Legacy of Kain series, is probably one of my favorite voice actors in this entire game. And those are games I'd love to replay, but they're surprisingly difficult to get good versions of. Oh my goodness, excuse me. Sorry for that being loud.
Pardon me.
Yep, that's great.
Oh,
Yep. We know good things happen. That's great.
Beast.
Will you just take the friggin' ring and... No! What are you doing?
Do you live in...
That's great. I don't care.
Alex, let me... Is there nothing you wish to take with you?
There is...
Then...
Wyatt... To a...
I don't care.
What?
Alexander...
And... Come.
Okay, I need to review that spell and see what I did wrong, because I had to have done something wrong, because that fire is supposed to make the spell happen.
Alexander fills...
Okay.
Alexander...
First mix salt and sacred waters, then add falling water. Speak incantation over teapot to enchant. Okay, that's what I missed.
Alexander prepares to enchant the hunter's lamp with the Make Rain spell incantation.
Clouds of thunder, shafts of light, come and sup with me tonight. Waters 3 have I for tea, brew a tempest now for me.
Okay, that took care of that.
The lamp in Alexander's hand gives a little perk. He hopes the spell works despite his makeshift teapot.
Now it will. So before I teleport off the island, we're going to save again.
Alexander pulls out his magic map. Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
Now it should be good.
Great gods! Did you see that? The man just appeared from nowhere.
Yeah.
Perhaps he is...
We've heard all this, so I'm going to skip it until we get to the point where it happens.
Alexander, we found this.
Wait! There's a...
Alexander is put. And the cage is swung out over the bonfire.
Now we wait.
Alexander starts to feel a little warm. The bottom of the cage is getting uncomfortably hot. This cage is really hot. Fire in the cage. Alexander pulls out Beauty's old slave clothes, desperate to beat out the flames. The flame is extinguished, but the clothes themselves burn to cinders. Alexander won't be able to keep the cage from igniting for long. The heat and movement must have jarred something. Something that Alexander's carrying is starting to jiggle around. Egad, something's really percolating.
Heck yeah.
The water in Alexander's lamp is hot. It's just about...
I love Alexander's face.
Boiling.
Magic.
Alexander feels a drop. It starts to rain.
Now we can start putting together the next spell. Okay, I got more.
That man is a powerful nature wizard. By the sacred oak, let him
He'll
down.
kill us all!
I must apologize for our rude welcoming committee. We've been feeling inhospitable ever since the winged ones stole our sacred miniature oak tree. Besides, Wazir Al-Hazred sent a message that we were to watch out for a highly dangerous foreign assassin. I assume you are the one he meant.
I'm sure I'm precisely who he meant. I assure you, I mean to harm no one, unless that person threatens the princess. I'm sorry to have disrupted your ceremony, but I'm running out of time.
What is it that you seek?
The oracle on the Isle of the Sacred Mountain told me I should speak to you about the realm of the dead. She told me of 2 souls in unrest there that I might be able to free.
Free souls in the realm of the dead? You're mad.
The souls might be able to help me on my mission to save the princess. It's imperative that I do everything I can. The risks are not important.
No. And yet getting yourself killed will hardly help the princess. But I will tell you what I know. Legend has it
that it is the right of any human to challenge the Lord of the Dead in order to save his own life or the life of another already past. But the knowledge of how to do this was lost centuries ago. I have only heard of one who tried it, a young knight who came to the land of the Green Isles from a distant land long ago. According to the story, he was determined to challenge the Lord of the Dead for the soul of his dead lover. It is said that he tamed the Lord of the Dead's horse, a black-winged, demon-hearted beast named Nightmare. Nightmare sometimes flies to the human world to feed on certain noxious...
I know where that is!
Those unfortunate enough to see her are glad to escape with their very souls intact. Somehow the knight captured Nightmare and rode off on her back, supposedly to the realm of the dead. But neither the knight nor his lover ever returned. If there was a means for challenge, it was lost with the night.
I see. Can you tell me anything about the Lord of the Dead?
That is a blacker matter still. To the druids, he is Samhain,
lip sync went off.
Lord of coldness and despair. Samhain was once a man like you or I, but he insulted the gods and was sentenced to rule the underworld. Immortal he is and mateless, robbed of sleep, robbed of movement, robbed of companionship. It is said that he hates all mortals even more for the mortality that he lost. That is all I know.
Interesting. I shall remember.
Now look how the oak embers of our bonfire still glow hot despite the rain. If you're bent on your course, you'll need courage that's just as impervious to the chill. May your luck last longer than your storm, brave one.
May it indeed. Thank you, Archdruid.
Alexander scoops up some of the red-hot embers in the ancient human skull.
Yep. He's so happy looking now. Let's see what's next. Add hair and brimstone to Skull of Embers in presence of creature, speak incantation over skull. Okay. Rotten egg.
Alexander cracks the spoiled egg and dumps it into the skull containing the embers.
Perfect.
The spoiled egg hisses as it makes contact with the hot embers. Zounds, the steam. Phew, the smell of sulfur.
And the hair.
Alexander puts the strand of hair into the skull containing the embers and the spoiled egg.
Now, I know it said to read the incantation in the presence of the creature. Nope.
The incantation would do little.
Okay. Just want to make sure that Alexander knows what he's doing.
Alexander pulls out his magic map. Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
So I am going back to the Sacred Mountain. Oopsie doodle. Gotta eat my own words.
Alexander arrives at the top of the cliffs. Alexander holds the skull out to Nightmare. Nightmare is unmoved by the skull, at least.
Okay. At least in its current state. You know what, Alex? What's the point of reading this book if you don't remember to do it when you're supposed to?
Alexander solemnly speaks the incantation over the skull.
Creature of night, to me succumb. Fire and brimstone leave thee numb. Purity bind thee like a chain, to do whate'er I now ordain.
Come hither.
Nightmare flares her nostrils at the scent of the fire and brimstone.
That's it. Come on. I need passage to your homeland, fiery one.
Unable to resist the power of the enchanted smell, Nightmare approaches Alexander. Her eyes appear glassy and sightless. In her hypnotized state, she is unaware of the humans so close to her flank, or of anything at all except that marvelous smell.
Now ride!
Now, I am fairly certain that that feather that I got earlier is from Nightmare, considering Nightmare
deposits
frequents the
Alexander
mountain.
on a strange, cold world. And some of the inhabitants don't look too friendly.
Ah.
Uh-oh. One of the wandering ghouls brushes up against
No.
Alexander. The touch of the putrid flesh dissolves the living matter like acid.
And again,
Tickets. Oh.
That's a big backlog and save. Okay.
Alexander's mother always told...
Here's what I'm going to do. I think that's enough for tonight. I mean, my usual stream's 2 hours. We've gone 2 hours, 40 minutes. Not counting the time when the stream disconnected when I lost my internet connection. So, I think we made some great progress, though. I will replay back up to that point. And then when I pick this back up, you guys don't have to watch it all over again. So, yeah. But I'm going to go ahead and call it a night. So, to everyone that stopped by, thank you. I really do appreciate it. And just considering I'm still working up back to a regular schedule, just keep your eyes on Twitter for when I decide to stream or if I have to cancel for any reason. It's Marcus Raven 86, and I will hopefully see you guys next time. So, I kind of do need hotkeys if I'm going to do this full screen, so this is going to look ugly, but I don't care. There we go. So, as always, thank you for playing, and I'll see you next game. Bye-bye!
Taking off your adventurer's cap so soon?
Bye.